Hello YouTube, ShadowNinjaKieron here today, and I know this is an unusual way to start my video, but I went to wave 5 on a gold run, and I realized I wasn't recording. And because it's been such a brilliant gold run, I really couldn't be bothered to just restart it again, because so far I've used up a lot of gear trying to get where I am now. And if you're looking in the bottom left where it says 1 Medigel, no, it does not mean I've used 4 Medigels this game. It means I haven't bought any Medigel in a long time. So I've only had 2 Medigels this entire game, and I've only used 1 so far. Um, until wave 3 on this game, it was just me and this one guy taking them all on. And since it is gold difficulty, it was pretty tough, but we managed to do it. Anyway, onto my main topic. This new series I'm going to be doing on Mass Effect 3, because I haven't really uploaded it on any gameplay of Mass Effect 3 in a long time, and I just thought of a really good idea for a series, and it's going to be called Mass Effect 3 Reignite the Fun. It may sound a little bit cheesy, but the whole point of this series is for me to show you plenty of new weapons and characters that can really make you enjoy this game, so you won't just be taking on 10 waves of enemies and just be bored every time, and you'll actually be having a lot of fun. My first episode in this series is going to be the N7 Destroyer with the Vindicator. It is so much fun to just chew through enemies with this beautiful weapon. The accuracy is just brilliant, and it has a bit of recoil when you're not behind cover, but when you are behind cover, it barely moves at all, and it deals a ton of damage. I have the M15 Vindicator X, and this is gold difficulty, and you're seeing how quick that Phantom's dying there. The barriers are down already, so it's doing a ton of damage. And my attachments are the scope, because I like to be able to do precision shots and aim at the exact point I want, and extended barrel. I would go for armor piercing, but I'm actually using armor piercing rounds right now, so that's not really important. My gear is, well, Assault Rifle Amp 2. I would be using Assault Rifle Amp 3, but I've used all of them up, and I haven't bought an equipment pack in a while, which I need to do. And my last thing is Stabilization Module, so I'll just be more accurate, easier to fire, easier to hit. And I think using this gun with a destroyer is much more fun than playing as an infiltrator and just sniping, reload, snipe, reload, go invisible, because that just gets really boring and you're doing the same thing every time, very repetitive. And this is very different because you can take on enemies in lots of cool different ways, aim for different parts. It's really fun just picking off enemies, because right now I'm flanking them, and I just really enjoy using this character, and I hope you guys will enjoy this character as well. And yeah, right now I'm pretty much just kicking ass. We are doing a mission, it's gold, and I don't really want to jinx myself because right now I'm doing pretty well, and I don't want to just start doing rubbish. You can take out regular enemies in like 3 to 4 bursts. It does a ton of damage, and if you're accurate, you can just take out enemies really quickly, but misses are costly since it's 3-round bursts, so your enemy may be able to kill you before you can fire off another burst, but I upgraded my fire rate on Devastator mode, so I can fire pretty fast, and I just get lots of rounds out on my enemies in a short space of time. Hey guys, I'm back. I just went to open the door because if you might have heard the doorbell ringing, and it just rang a few moments ago, and I just opened it now. Anyway, I'm back, and what was I talking about? Yeah, I was talking about this character. And to be honest, I really don't like this map that I'm playing on right now. It's Firebase London. I think it's just too open and easy to get surrounded, and there's not enough ammo. Like every corner I go around, I don't find ammo, and I have to just basically spend a lot of the game just searching for ammo, and it's just really just too big and awkward to play on, and I just hate this map. But I put random on because I promote my characters often because I want a high N7 rank, and to level up quick I go on random stuff because it gets you 10% extra XP. And if you realize there's no game sound on this video, and I'm sorry about that, it's because this is not a live commentary. I do some live commentaries now that I've got my new Microsoft LX3000 mic, but this one was not a live commentary, and at the time I was talking to my friends in the party, and I still had my mic on playthrough both, and if I did have the game sound on, you would hear them talking as well. It might just get really disruptive, and you wouldn't hear what I'm saying, because there would be like 2 of me talking at the same time, and it would just become really frustrating. Anyway, this weapon, the M15 Vindicator, I think it is best suited for enemies such as Cerberus and Geth. I wouldn't really use it on Reapers just because it's a precision weapon, and Reapers move so fast you're most likely gonna miss. And most of them are like skinny little things like Husk and actually no, Cerberus are probably skinnier. Like Phantoms, it's really hard to hit them sometimes, but I think it would be hard to use on Reapers, like stuff like Banshees. Like when they're teleporting, you're just not really gonna get many hits on them. And like Geth, you can easily get headshots on, and Cerberus as well, except from Phantoms. So this gun really does work. And I think this character is probably one of the best characters for this build. The only other guy I would probably use is the Turian Soldier, just because the stability, weapon damage, and fire rate from marksman bonus. And yeah, it would just work really well if you could use marksman as well. But I just like the Destroyer Shield. I love the frag grenades, because you fire like 5 frags, and that's like insane damage. But right now I only have 3 frag grenades, and it's like 700 damage per grenade, I think. And if you times 700 by 3, that's like 2,100 damage, which is a ton of damage you're dealing. And when I get it to 5 grenades launched, I'll obviously upgrade grenades that are launched instead of the damage of grenades. Because if you total it all together, you deal more damage in the end. Anyway, moving on. I'm shooting at Atlas right now, and already within like 2 clips, I'm already down to armor. And this is a gold run as well, so this gun definitely deals tons of damage to Atlases. So it's really great for big, slow things like that, and it would work great on Geth Primes as well, as long as you watch out for those huge pulse rifle things they have there. It would work pretty well. And sometimes when you shoot and you're not behind cover, if you haven't noticed, the weapon stability, it goes up so much. It recoils disgustingly, so I normally always try and shoot behind cover. And with the buff from Devastator mode, this gun just deals a ton of damage. And I keep stressing that, but I used to think this gun was rubbish before I get to level 10. Like, I used to have it at level 2, and I would just fire burst after burst, and it would just recoil so much. So I only advise you use this gun if you've got it higher than, like, level 6. And if you don't have it higher than level 6, you probably need a good class to use it on, because if you don't have a good class to use it on with high weapon damage and average shields, you're just gonna miss it. It's gonna frustrate you so much, because I know what it feels like for this game to frustrate you, because it's frustrated me time and time again. It can get really annoying sometimes. Like when the game used to glitch, that was the worst thing for me. I stand there and I try and shoot someone, and I blink, and the next thing I know, I'm on the floor. And I really hate when this game frustrates me. That's why I stopped playing it for a while. But now I think this new series will show you guys, and it will show me, a lot of the good characters in the game that you can have fun with. I'm mainly going to focus on the Adept class, because there's so many Adepts that you can have so much fun using. I'm not going to name them now, but when I release those videos, you'll know who I'm going to be showing. And I hope you guys are going to enjoy it, because the Adept's probably going to be my favourite ones to use. I also wanted to talk about my main purpose with this weapon. What I normally do, I'm the guy who is far away from the main battle, and I just weaken enemies, most of the enemies down, and by the time they get close, where my teammates use mostly close range weapons, it can deal a ton of damage to them, like when they're close, and they'll already be weak, because I would have dealt a lot of damage to them when they were far away. So when they get close, my teammates can easily take them out, and that's the main purpose of my character. As you see throughout most of this video, I'm far away, and because this gun has superb accuracy and a superb headshot damage, I normally aim for headshots, and it's just, yeah, it's pretty easy to execute a great headshot. And I'm mainly use this character because when you're aiming for such a long time to line up the perfect headshot, you're really likely to get shot, and I like to be able to take a blow and keep shooting. Unlike most characters, if they get shot, you have to just hide and wait for your shield to regenerate, and you may lose the opportunity to take out that enemy. That's why I normally focus on this character. I'm gonna end this series with a montage. I think you guys are gonna like it. It's gonna be different to any montage you've probably ever seen on this game before, if you have ever seen one. I had two montages, but I took them down because the music was copyright, and I really didn't want to get in trouble for that situation, and I don't think I'll ever get permission for the songs that I use, so if I ever upload them again, I'll probably have to upload them without music, and it just won't be as good without music, so I probably just won't upload them. If you saw them, I hope you enjoyed them, but I probably can. I don't know if you're allowed to see it for private viewing, but I don't think I'm allowed to upload it. I don't know if I'm allowed to just send it for you guys. Still have the video after I rendered it. Like, I don't normally delete my rendered videos in case I ever make a special or something and I need clips from my other videos. As you can see here, I went down because this map, there was nowhere to really hide. It was too easy to get flanked. There's like one cover almost in the middle of the map, and enemies just spawn behind you, and they come from every direction. And that close range gun kind of sucks because most of the time you can only hip fire, and I think, I'm not certain, but I think when you hip fire, the gun actually deals less damage. Because I think I used a sniper once, and normally it would take out like 2 bars of health on gold, and when I wasn't scoping, it barely took out 1, just scratched the first bar of health. My main worry is that deadly hand cannon that the Phantoms have. It can take out your shield in like 1 or 2 shots, and then your health will be done soon after. So I have to watch out for those. And right here, I don't know what happened. I was gutted when I dropped to the floor, but then somehow I got up. Maybe they patched that problem, because whenever I got revived in front of a Phantom, they would wait for me to get up, and then they stabbed me through my belly, and I was like, what was the point in that? But now maybe they've patched that. But it looks a bit glitched though, but I'm thankful that I'm still alive and running around. So yeah, that's pretty good. And Atlases are pretty easy to take out because they're so slow and bulky. And when they aim to fire a missile at you, you can get off like 10 shots on them, and you can go behind cover before the missile even hits you, because the missiles are slow traveling. But the only thing to worry about is that rifle they have on their hand. But you don't really need to worry too much about that, because the fire rate is so low. Once you get hit once, if your health is low, you can easily run for cover. But my worst thing, my pet peeve about Cerberus is the turrets. The turrets are the deadliest thing on the battlefield. They dish out the most damage to any other unit. They will kill you in seconds. Once they start winding up that gun, if there isn't a piece of cover within 5 feet of yourself, you're gonna die. That's how much damage they deal out. It's insane the amount of damage they deal out on so quick. And when the demo for this game came out, I got the Quarian engineer, and I was so excited. I thought by sentry turret they meant you would get one of your very own Cerberus turrets, and that would just be godly, the amount of damage you could deal. And I think if they make a new DLC, they should definitely include some better turrets, better upgrades, because I'm bored of the basic rocket flamethrower. And actually no, the rocket flamethrower is alright, that turret is alright, but it doesn't work well at all on that specific class. Engineers, I don't like Incinerate. Incinerate are on so many classes, and it's just so weak. I'm not exactly sure, but when it says the last upgrade, it deal 100% more damage to frozen or chilled targets. And whenever I chill a target, it doesn't look like it does extra damage. It looks like it does the same damage, or maybe even less. The only way I see it do double damage is against frozen enemies. And you can only freeze enemies who don't have armor or shields, and most enemies do have armor and shields, so I really don't see the point in that. So that's one of the worst things I don't like about this game, is Incinerate. It's on like 50-60% of bosses. And anyway, soon I'm going to be moving on from this, and I'm probably gonna upload this series every Monday. And I was thinking of calling it Mass Effect Mondays, but I might save that for another series if I make one or something, because this one, I don't think I'll upload it every Monday. I might just upload it randomly. Like, I try to upload every 3 days, but sometimes I don't do too well. Like, this video, by the time it's up, my other Halo video, which I uploaded recently, is gonna be like a week old or something, and that's not good enough. I need to be uploading at least 3 days to stay in the know and gain more subscribers. Because right now I only have 16 subscribers and I've been on YouTube for like 4 months. And that's really below my standards. I expect to really do better. And I'm relying mainly on Halo 4, but I know I can't solely rely on Halo 4 because there's going to be a lot of big YouTubers out there who are uploading Halo 4 content, and all of their subscribers are going to be watching their videos, and they're probably not going to see me because I'm just a little small YouTuber who probably just gets views from the odd viewer here and there. And I'm going to really try and expand my content over the next few weeks and grow my channel. So if you're watching this, I would love if you could subscribe or just even leave a like, because it all helps. It all helps so much. Every like counts, every subscribe counts. And just, you would be helping me out so much. You would be doing such a good favor. Anyway, let's get back to the gameplay. I rarely use Cobra missiles, but when I do, I try and get more than 1 kill. I'm really disappointed most of the time if I use such a powerful thing and I only get 1 kill. So the main thing to do when you're using the Cobra missile is aim at the floor, which is what I do most of the time, because the radius will catch them. You aim directly at the guy, it is too easy for them to dodge it unless they're at Atlas. So most of the time I just aim at the floor in between 2 guys, because the radius is pretty big. And like, you'll probably just get multi-kills or triple kills or anything, which is quite good. But sometimes on things like Geth Primes, the shot goes right through their legs because there's a little gap between their legs, and it just disappoints me when I miss. But the most annoying thing about a Phantom is when it goes invisible, because when you have a scope on it, it's difficult to spot them when they go invisible, because it's like the scope, you can see further, but you don't have more, I don't know what you call it, more sideways vision. Like, you can't see on your left and right, you can just see what's straight in front, so it's easy to get flanked. And when the Phantom goes invisible, you're not going to be able to see it unless it's straight in front of you, and most of the time they move pretty fast, so you're not going to catch it. Anyway, we're coming up towards the end of this video, and I hope you have enjoyed the gameplay and the commentary, of course. This is one of my favourite characters. Right now I was having tons of fun at the time whilst I made this video, because like, you can just destroy with the frag grenades and follow it up with a few rounds of the Vindicator, and enemies just drop like flies, and it's just so much fun. I normally use three round burst weapons on most games I play, like the battle rifle on Halo 4, but I'm probably gonna use the DMR on that. I don't know why, I just prefer it. I think it deals the same damage as a 3-round burst does, and if I hit 2 bullets out of that burst and the last one misses, I'll be doing less damage than a DMR could do in 1 shot. So it all adds up. But anyway, this isn't a Halo 4 video. And my other weapons I would use on this character, I'm probably going to make a few episodes on this. And I'm not going to tell you the weapons I'm going to use. I'm going to make it be a surprise. But I'll just say from now, it's not the common weapon that everybody uses. I'm going to be using common weapons, really, that everyone has and everyone can use, because that's really how fun happens. Because most people just sit there, they don't have fun whilst playing, they're just playing for credit so they can get some good weapons. But I think that the pretty rubbish weapons that you get at the start can be pretty good if you have them in the right hands with the right class, and that's what my guides are for. They're here to help you get better at the game you're playing. And the M15 Vindicator is a really good underused weapon. Not that many people use it. Many people just use other snipers, shotguns and stuff like that. But I think this weapon is so underused, and it's just so powerful, and you can just take out a ton of enemies with it and have tons of fun. And I'm coming towards the end of my video, and unfortunately, I'll tell you from now, I don't make this one run because 2 of my teammates went down far off in the screen, and like, everything just started to fall apart from this point. But we made it to wave 10, we won, hurrah! And I hope you have enjoyed this video. Goodbye.